What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Ron Harris here. Hoping you're having a great Friday here. Talk today about the Classic Physique Mr. Olympia. Not as old a contest as the Mr. Olympia. There have been 60 editions of the Mr. Olympia since the Olympia started back in 1965. 18 men have won the Mr. Olympia title. Some of them multiple times, obviously, or else we'd have 60. Classic Physique Olympia, much newer. Did not begin until 2016. And so far, only 3 men have held that title. We're about to have a fourth this year because the 6-time champion Chris Bumstead did retire after the 2024 Classic Physique Olympia, and this leaves the door open. But let's take a look today at the 3 men who have held that title so far. Let's give them a little bit of love and appreciation. First up, this is Danny Hester. Danny, I know very well. He's my age. He's actually a few months older. He's already 56. His birthday's a little earlier in the year. Danny started competing way back in 91, did not turn pro until 2013 at the age of 44 with a second place at the NPC Nationals as a middleweight. Didn't think he was going to have any chance to compete as a pro. Didn't think he had the size. But then when Classic Physique was announced and came along, Danny was right there ready. Always felt he had a beautiful physique that was sort of a throwback. I sort of compared him to guys like Mohamed Makaway, Francis Benfato, Frank Zane, not massive, but just beautiful shape and proportions like a living sculpture. You can see he had the trunks. This footage is actually from the 2018 Arnold Classic. I could not find any footage whatsoever of his 2016 Olympia win on YouTube, which is a shame. It's really strange, but I searched and searched. So he was the oldest Classic Physique Olympia champ. He was 47 years old when he won it. This was the first winner. So there's only one first winner of everything. Larry Scott was our first Mr. Olympia. Danny Hester, my man Danny from California, was the first Classic Physique Olympia champion. So from that, we went to Breon Ansley. Breon, just like Danny, turned pro as a bodybuilder because, again, until 2016, there was no Classic Physique. He turned pro at the same year, 2013, in the USA as a middleweight. Tried the 212 division a couple times, didn't do very well. But Classic Physique came along. 2016, he did the first Olympia, got 4th, and then the next 2 years in a row, he was our Olympia champion. Since then, he dropped down after that. Bumstead was runner-up to him both times, and he was runner-up to Bumstead in his first win. But he held on very, very well, staying in the top 4 for years and years until he finally announced recently that he is moving to 212 at long last. Breon, the Black Swan, again, a master poser, crazy arm development, great legs, great back. You don't win the Classic Physique Olympia or any Classic Physique title on a couple standout body parts. You need to have beautiful balance, proportions, flow, and you have to be good at presentation and posing. Danny was very good at those things. Danny reminded me of the old school bodybuilders, and so does Breon in a way. Breon was, in fact, sponsored for a long time by Old School Labs because they saw him as a current link to that old school era of the 60s and 70s, where I think he would have fit right into those days of Muscle Beach in Venice. So Breon, amazing champion for 2 years in a row, and he still held on very, very well in the top spots for years after that. Again, this footage is from 2018 Arnold Classic. I couldn't find any footage from the Olympias that he won. I found footage from Olympias later, but I wanted to show you guys while he was reigning champion. And then again, he's also the only Classic Physique Olympia champion who entered the Arnold Classic ever, and he did win it. 2018, here he was with his winning routine. He was 37 and 38 years old when he won the Classic Physique titles. He's 43 now. He was born in November 79, so he'll be turning 43 later this year. And, of course, this takes us to C-Bum, the man. Here's footage of Chris's first Olympia win in 2019. So Chris, like everyone else, Chris turned pro in bodybuilding at the North American in 2016 as a heavyweight winner at the age of 21. 21 years old was Chris Bumstead's age when he turned pro. So amazing feat right there. He lost the overall at that North American to Justin Rodriguez, who was known as Luis Rodriguez at the time. So he made his debut at the 2017 Olympia. He had won the Toronto Pro earlier in the year. I was there for that, and the Pittsburgh Pro as well. Second place in the first two Olympias, 2017 and 18, which were the years that Breon Ansley was a champ. And he was, 22 years old, 23 years old. So by the time 2019 comes around, you're looking at it right here. He's 24 years old, and this would be the first of 6 consecutive wins. He would retire 2024 at just 29 years old with 6 Olympia titles. Amazing feat. And he did set a brand new standard. The previous 2 winners were shorter guys. They were both around 5'6", about 180 pounds. Bumstead over 6'1". As the weight caps changed, his weight went up from about 230 to a little over 240 pounds through the course of his Olympia reign. So that was his first Olympia win we're looking at, 2019. I'm going to take you to, in a second, his final win. But, man, Bumstead also should be noted, as you guys know, he took the sport to a whole level of popularity that probably wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for him, the individual. A lot of people came to Classic Physique division as fans simply because they were following Chris Bumstead on social media. Good-looking guy, well-spoken, self-deprecating, humble, hardworking. You know, it's hard not to like Chris Bumstead. So that was 2019. That was his first win. And here we can see the difference in his final win, 2024. He had put on so much size, even though it was only a matter of about 10 to 12 pounds, that he was able a few weeks after this to take a very close second to Martin Fitzwater as an open bodybuilder at the EVLS Prague Pro. Something, you don't think too many, there's not many guys in Classic that could step on an open bodybuilding stage and do any kind of damage unless they took a year or 2 off and put on more size. Chris didn't do that. He went straight from the Olympia, a couple weeks, filled out it was only a matter of a few pounds, something like 5 pounds, give or take a pound, the difference. But we see he had really set this benchmark. And a lot of people were thinking, because Chris Bumstead was the champion, now we're going to have taller guys dominating the sport, which I do not think so, because we're going to take a look at the runner-up to Chris at this show, who is not a tall man, not a guy over 6 foot like Chris Bumstead. We're talking about Germany's Mike Sommerfeld, yes. So Mike was the runner-up last year's Olympia to Chris Bumstead, just won the Arnold Classic. He's beaten almost everybody. We'll talk about a couple people. He's already beaten almost everybody that could possibly have a chance of winning the Olympia this year, the Classic Physique Olympia. That's not to say nobody else has a chance or that he's a shoo-in. It's a foregone conclusion. It's never a foregone conclusion, guys. Things happen in this sport. Physiques change and improve. And we're going to take a look at a couple that I think have improved. And then we see changing of the guards all the time. But regardless, this year we are going to have a brand new Classic Physique Olympia champion, whether it's Mike or a couple of these other guys we're going to talk about in a moment. I want to get to Instagram. Okay. Well, we're looking at Mike there. Mike is about, I believe he's about 5'7", 195 pounds. Someone correct me. I know I'm not too far off. But I've been known to be off. So Mike Sommerfeld, likely to be our next Olympia champion. Possibly, I should say, because as great as he looks, there are other people that also look fantastic. Take a look at the Miracle Bear, Urs Kalecinski. He did not do the Arnold because he wanted to make sure he had an entire year to focus on putting on size for the Olympia. He's got a beautiful physique, great legs, great flow, balance, shape, proportions, all those things. Just needs a little more mass, particularly in certain areas, the back and the arms. He's been working very, very hard on those. We'll look at some updates. But Urs Kalecinski, the Miracle Bear, definitely somebody to watch out for at this Olympia. There's a couple more front runners we're going to talk about. The thing I like about Urs is not just the physique, it's the personality, his passion and his love for the sport, for competing, for being on stage. It exudes from him. You can tell he loves being up there. He loves the sport. There's nothing else he'd rather be doing. He's living his dream. And that smile is just infectious. He just opened up his own private gym over there in Germany, which is fully stocked. Samson's got a new gym. Derek's got a new gym. Everyone's opening up their own gyms lately, huh? So Urs Kalecinski, the Miracle Bear. Tell me what you think, guys. I mean, in the comments, in the chat, who do you think's got the best chance of winning this year and why? Because there's no right or wrong answer. You could say Mike, you could say Urs, you could say Ramondino, say Terrence Ruffin. There's other names out there. Urs is very, very good. But let's take a look at some other people who are also excellent and have a great chance. But one last look at Urs. So the back has definitely come up since I saw him win his first pro show back in Tampa, I believe it was. Was it Chicago or Tampa? I get them confused. That was back in, I want to say 2020 or 2021. He's another young guy, still in his 20s. All right, let's go to who I think has the best. Couple guys. I'm not going to say one guy. But let me start with the person I think has the best chance this year. Based on his recent updates, we're talking about Terrence Ruffin, Rough Diesel. Diesel is looking amazing. In terms of shape, a lot of people feel this is the ideal shape and structure for Classic. Mike Sommerfeld has great shape too. Terrence is just another level. That's an amazing physique. And you can tell now that he's 6 weeks out from Pittsburgh. Before, when he was just starting this prep for Pittsburgh Pro, the improvements he made weren't as obvious. Now that he's getting pretty lean, it's clear that he has improved a lot, especially areas like the arms. The arms are an area of his that were lagging pretty significantly throughout his pro career, even though he was runner-up to Bumstead a couple times, and he did win the Arnold Classic twice, I believe. The back has come up. Back was good. It's definitely even better now. There's the shirts that are for sale. Rough Diesel, man. I mean, that, to me, this is the guy who is going to be the biggest threat to Mike Sommerfeld. Or I should say, along with Mike, has the very best chance of winning the Classic Physique Olympia title this year. He is looking crazy. Just another couple pictures of him. He's been posting these updates that are just mind-boggling. So this is when he started competing as a pro versus now. And you could see the massive difference in size there. Huge improvements. The back has thickened. The back is really, really apparent how much thicker and denser his back has become over his pro career. Had his back remained the way it was on the left, yeah, he wouldn't be in this conversation. But it's not. One more update I want to show you with him, because this was a crazy. So this was 18 weeks out. So this was sort of start of the prep on the left versus 7.5 weeks. 212, I believe, was his all-time high body weight. He's a shorter guy. He's about 5'6". So the last time I competed was around 169. How much will I weigh this time? So he's 192 right now. I believe the weight cap for his height is 187. I bet he's going to be right around there, 187, maybe a little lighter, 185 or 186. But wow, tremendous. I think he's got a great chance of winning it this year. Another great shot there. If I'm being super, super picky, I'd probably want to see some more upper pec. But I always want to see more upper pec with almost everybody. I say that all the time because I just don't see a lot of really thick upper pecs. Back is looking fantastic. I guess Jim Mannion saw him and said, bring the legs up a little. I think the legs look great. Maybe they could be a little bigger and fuller. I don't know. I mean, I think they're perfectly in proportion to everything else we're looking at, to the whole physique. Side shots are great. Look at that ham drop. Rough Diesel. I should go back to the back shot. So these are 18 weeks out from Pittsburgh versus 7.5 weeks out. He's 212 in the shots on the left, 192 on the shots on the right. So that is Rough Diesel. Tremendous. And of course, we got to look at Ramondino. We can't leave Ramondino out of this, because Ramondino's been second place. He's an Arnold Classic champ. He's no slouch. So Ramondino looking pretty damn great. As we know, shoulders, chest, arms are strong points for Ramon. So I always expect those to look great. If we go to some full body posing stuff. Yeah, we know he's got great arms. Doesn't post a lot of back shots. I think back is the one area on Ramon I'd like to see improve a lot more than it is right now. Here's some recent posing from last week with Ramon. Tiny little waist, crazy wide cap delts, Arms have always been amazing for Ramon. He's just got beautiful God-given shape, such round, full muscle bellies. Yeah, chest. I'd want to see more chest thickness. I don't like the way it flattens out there in that side relaxed pose. So I guess, he must be doing Pittsburgh. He wouldn't be this lean unless this is old. I'm not sure. It says Las Vegas, so maybe this was before the last Olympia. Maybe this isn't recent at all. He looks way too lean here for this to be a current progress update. Yeah, so he doesn't show a lot of back shots, and the reason is his back it's a weaker area on him. If his back was as good as the front, I think he'd be a very serious threat. He's still a serious threat for the Olympia title, but with a better back, a thicker back. Look at that. Look at that abs, how flat they are. So when I saw him training back, some footage a couple months ago, I was thinking, it looks to me like he's using almost all biceps. I'm not his coach. I'm not his trainer, obviously, but it didn't look like his lats were really being engaged that much. If we can go to some posing stuff, maybe we'll see. No, they always get us with the thumbnail is not the thumbnail is often not the actual what we see there. Even this, it's not. It's a montage. Oh, Ramon. I want you guys to just trust me on this. So this was 9 weeks ago. Why is he so lean? Tell me in the comments, guys. I know some of you guys follow him very closely and you know what he's doing this year. I assumed he was waiting for Olympia, but he wasn't top 3. He actually needs to requalify. Is he doing the Arnold Classic tomorrow in Brazil? I didn't even look at the I should look at that, the list. My goodness, guys. I'm way behind here, aren't I? Way behind. Arnold competitor list. Oh, they only have men's open. They don't have classic physique. Huh. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there is no classic physique at the Arnold. Huh. All right, let's get to some of your comments, guys. What do we got, guys? What do we got? Let's hear it from you. Well, you legit become my favorite fitness content creator. Wow, thank you. Appreciate that. Your mom's flip-flop, and there's a flip-flop in the avatar. Haven't even fallen for long. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Psionic. Time to delve into classic history. 3 champs in 9 years, true legends. Can't wait here taking who's next to claim the throne. Yeah, these came in before we started. So I honestly think the best chance we have, or the person who has the best chance, I should say, it's Sommerfeld. It's Sommerfeld. But Ruffin, if anyone's going to beat him, I think it's this year. I think it's going to be Ruffin. Yeah. He says probably going to be Sommerfeld. Yeah. Again in German, so I'm very hyped. It's finally coming home. We're here to win. Urs, still German. Roman also exists. Talk about Roman Fritz. He's good, but he hasn't done that well at the Olympia. Until somebody's been at least top 5 in the Olympia, I'm not putting them in the conversation to win. Just like, Wesley hasn't been top 5 in the Olympia yet. I think if Wesley brings up his legs, he's a threat. With the legs he has now, particularly hams and glutes, I don't see him winning the Olympia title. Breon is pretty underrated. He doesn't get the love he deserves. Pretty obviously, I see most at the absolute standard. Yeah, I think a lot of guys their stars would have shown more brightly if it hadn't been for C-Bum. C-Bum kind of, I don't say he stole their shine, but, I'm going to show you C-Bum from Prague. I have that somewhere. Don't I? Unless I erased it. I don't think I did. Oh, there we go. Bumstead Prague. Here he was as an open bodybuilder. It was only a few more pounds, but it's pretty legit. Good afternoon, non-FBB Pro. C-Bum, when you look at his individual muscle groups, they are outstanding. That's how it should be. Nothing should stand out. Everything should be perfectly proportioned. You shouldn't look at any of these guys in classic especially and say, wow, look at the arms, look at the legs, look at the back. Everything should be so good and so balanced that nothing catches your attention. It is. It's a total package. That's what you're supposed to have. Wesley Open would be a beast. I agree. He would need a lot more lower body, and I don't know what it would take for him to get that. How much more weight he'd have to put on, how long it would take him to build his legs up to that point. Are we assuming that that Wesley Vissers has been holding back on growing his legs because it would add to the body weight and push him out of the class because of the weight limit? I don't know. I agree, though. I'd like to see Wesley. I'd like, just like we always want to see Bumstead, I'd still like to see Bumstead filled out a little more than this. This was only a few pounds up from the way he looked winning the Classic Physique Olympia. I'm very sure with the whole year off season, he could come in much bigger and fuller than this. Urs and Ramon are also having their first proper off season. Who knows how good they'll look next time. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great Olympia all around. No doubt in my mind. Okay. Sam Silk also his own gym. Oh, wow. Okay. Good for him, man. I mean, why not? I think everybody wants their own gym. Every bodybuilder, everyone I ever talked to, that's like a fantasy. Have your own gym with all your own hand-picked equipment. And maybe you want it to be only private. Only your friends and family can use it. So you always have the place to yourself. Urs says, I want Urs to win. German Polish like me would also be pretty glad Sommerfeld won. Ramon still is very dangerous. Yeah, that's not even the best. I wonder when this stuff. I wonder if these are current. They're posted recently, but does he say in there? Does he say in the caption how recent this is? Not sure. Caption says there's always something beyond what we're looking for. It doesn't tell you how old the video footage is. So we don't know. So this was posted a week ago. And he just posted a bunch of emojis. There's his dinosaur emoji, which people always love to post, the Brazilian fans for him. There's a flexing arm. There's a wolf. And there's an O. I guess the O is for Olympia. So, yeah, I don't know if these are current. He's very, very lean. And again, he has to do something to qualify, some show. He's not doing Arnold South America because that doesn't have Classic. So I don't know where Ramon is qualifying. Some of you guys who follow him probably do know. Diesel also looks insane. Yeah, Ruffin's amazing. I'm a big fan of Terrence. From a lack a little bit of size detail from the back. Yeah, God of Frogs. I'm really not sure what the basis of that comment was about Ruffin's legs. I think his legs are pretty damn good. Seen Ruff Diesel laced up that he can win Pittsburgh. Oh, 100%. I mean, who else is doing that? We got Matt Grego, who just won the Arnold Classic. I'm sorry, Detroit Pro. Sommerfeld won the Arnold Classic. I know Jose Manuel Munoz from Spain is doing it, but yeah, Ramon. I wonder if he's doing it. If these are recent, I strongly suspect he's doing it. If this is recent, I wonder if he's competing soon. I wonder if there's another show coming up. I should look. There are Classic Physique shows all the time. I'll show you the schedule, guys. They have a lot of shows. So let's take a look at what's coming up in Classic Physique. Chances for people to qualify. Stop sharing. All right. Let's go to this screen. So where can these guys qualify this year for the Olympia? Some of these have already happened. Most of them have not. That's a Masters. That's an open show in the same day as Pittsburgh Pro in Georgia. Got one in China March 30th. Maybe Ramon's doing that. Detroit already happened. Utah Cup. That's open as well. FIBO. Maybe he's doing FIBO. Yeah, I wonder if he's doing FIBO. These are all Classic Physique shows. FIBO's got good prize money. I would venture to say he's doing that. Let me know, guys. Some of you who follow Ramon closely probably know exactly where he's competing and when. I have no idea. There's a California Supplement Spain Pro. He could do any of these. Pittsburgh, China, another China show. How many China shows are? There's 2 China DMS Pros. Didn't even bother to change the name of the show. New York Pro. Pullman Pro in Ireland. Look at all these shows, guys. Look at all these Classic Pro shows. So that's the Olympia, October 9th. And look at all the post-Olympia shows. So all these shows after the Olympia, that's about 20 of them. Those will qualify, guys, for the 2026 Olympia. Yeah, wow. Good Good stuff. Stop screen. Ramon is already qualified. Did he take third? Did he take third place? Oh, okay. My bad. Thank you, Goku. All right, so he already corrected me, guys. You don't have to say it anymore. Was he third place? I thought he was fourth. Yeah, of course, my memory is not the greatest. We don't know. I also assumed he wasn't doing anything. We had to qualify. I guess he doesn't have to qualify. What were the results? Curious. Was he third place? Was he third place last year? He must have been. Yeah, I don't know. I remembered it was. Let's go back to the Olympia. Because it was, I don't know. I don't think, did he qualify after the Olympia? Because only top three. I believe only top three from the Olympia qualified. Classic. Second call out. That had Wesley, Ramon, Breon, Josema, and Michael Daboul. That was the second call out. Yeah, because for the Mr. Olympia, you have to place top three to qualify for the next year. So I'm not 100% certain because he did not make top three. I am not certain that he's qualified. Just because somebody said it doesn't mean it's true. Unless he won a post-Olympia show. And again, I don't follow him as closely as some of you guys do. So you tell me. You tell me. I do not know. I do not know. Trying to find the first call out. What did I do with it? I have so many video clips loaded, guys. So many that I get lost trying to find them. Go back to Bumstead. What the heck? All right, back to your comments, guys. There is a live Arnold going on right now on YouTube. It's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So the bodybuilding is tomorrow, and Good Vito is the heavy favorite to win that. I won't be there because there is a posing workshop in Boston at the Gym Hub Gym. Jose Raymond is going to be instructing, as well as the owner, Nate Tello, 212 Pro Justin Randall. I'm going there with my son. I will be live streaming that, so I'm not going to be watching the Arnold South America tomorrow. But yes, you are correct. The bodybuilding portion goes on tomorrow, the men's open bodybuilding, which Good Vito is the heavy favorite. Check out Justin Badarina at 270. It was top 15 at the O. Yeah, I know he's very good. I know he is. It's just I don't put people in the conversation for winning until they're at least top 5, which, sometimes people sneak in from the lower end, like 8th, 9th, 10th place. It's rare. Usually the winners are in the top 5 and they move up. But yeah, Justin's very good. I agree. So really he's trying to improve his legs, which sucks at the Arnold, like before he had a diarrhea and everything else. He was really sick. Yeah. I mean, we've seen him look. We've seen Wesley look much better than that. Let's see what I have of Wesley. I think I have. This is the Arnold. He looked better in Detroit. Yeah, we'll just put Matt and Wesley up while we're talking. What the heck? Because those two both look fantastic. So he still needs more legs though. Yeah, the diarrhea, whatever. I've had it myself. It doesn't magically take away all your legs. His quads from the front, like I said before, they don't look awful. Grego has better sweep to them, but it's not like his quads look like chicken legs from the side. It's from the back that his legs look really weak. Even from the side, they don't look bad. I actually think they look much better from the side than they do from the back. Ramon got 4, yes. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Finally an answer. Ramon won the Brazil show a week after the Olympia. There you go, yeah. So all the shows that were held after the Olympia, every winner of those shows is already qualified. So I think there were about 8 or 10 shows following the Olympia where guys qualified for the 2025 Olympia while still in the year 2024. Thank you. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Qualified a small show in Brazil after the Olympia. And why not, Why not? Why bother to prep again? He's already in shape. There was a show right there in Brazil. I'm sure it was an easy win. Hey, Ron, what's up, Ryan? Will be the new look in Classic Physique. Well, see, that's the thing is I don't think there is a new look that people go for or a standard. Every time a shorter guy wins, they say, oh, well, now that's the standard. They like shorter guys. Or if a taller guy wins, like C-Bum. But if you look at how the Olympia placings were all those times, the heights are all over the place. It's classic. Shorter guys do well. Taller guys do well. Average height guys do well. It's all about the shape, the build. Doesn't really matter how tall or short you are. You know, if it was about height, Wesley's 6'3", he'd be winning everything, right? But, you know, Bumstead did, but he just happened to be 6'1" and change. So you used to look at all the shows. Okay, so that's ifbbpro.com. I'll show you that again. So this is a really cool site because, you know, a lot of times I use this as a resource all the time. So it's called ifbbpro.com. So this is the homepage. The homepage has flyers for, I'm on the results tab right now. But if you go to the schedule, the tab schedule on the left, ifbbpro.com, you'll see all these tabs with different colors. You click on the tab and it gives you all the shows that feature that division. So like you want to see one that's got 1 million shows. I bet bikini's got outrageous amounts of contests. Yes. So let's look at all the pro bikini shows this year. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, going. I think I counted and it was in the 90s. Oh no, it's 115. There are 115 pro bikini shows this year. Some of them, a couple of them are masters only, but not many. Most of those are qualifiers for the Olympia. I'd say only maybe 5 to 10 at most are masters only shows. The others, they're all qualifiers. So at the bottom, they'll tell you how many entries. There's 115 pro shows. So I bet Men's Open has a lot less. So if you scroll down, it started with the Arnold, goes all the way to the Olympia and beyond, the final pro show November 24th. So there are 49 entries for open bodybuilding shows versus 115 for bikini. I bet wheelchair has, wheelchair's only got 7 pro shows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7. That's it. So if you're a wheelchair pro, you only have 7 pro shows, and 2 of those, should say 2 are Arnold's. One's the Arnold USA, one's South America, and the other's Olympia. So you don't have many chances to compete as a women's bodybuilding. I bet is not many either. Oh, actually, wow! I'm really surprised. It says 80. This does have more master shows. No, why did I say 80? What am I saying? There's 18. 80 would have been ridiculous. There's only 18 women's bodybuilding shows this year. What do you think for men's physique? How many do you think? I'm going to guess 100. I'm going to guess at least 100. Go, go, go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, wow. 104. There's 104 men's physique pro shows this year. How about figure? What do you think? How many? I bet there's at least 100. Nope. Wow. Only 54. So I guess figure is actually going down in participation. Women's physique, I bet there's not a whole lot. Women's physique. 32 women's physique shows, pro shows this year. Did I already do classic? Yeah, I did. 212, I bet there's not a ton of those. There's 26 212 pro shows this year. Women's fitness, oh, that's got to be really small. 17 women's fitness pro shows this year. That's including the Arnold and the Olympia. Women's physique, women's wellness, I bet that's got a lot. I'm going to say at least 50. Way more. 67. So yeah, ifbbpro.com. So that's just one tab. That's the schedule tab. If you go to results, it can be kind of tricky because there's only so many loaded on a page. You can see that it goes back to, and then you have to go to the previous page. Oh, that's going back to 2024 anyway. Actually, I guess we haven't had that many shows. So it goes all the way back to the muscle contest field. Oh, it keeps going and going. So you just hit the tab at the bottom and previous next. It keeps going back and back and back. And if you click on, just say, click on one of them, it gives you the results for scorecards for each division. It's got a competitor list. And then the results tab, you click on that. That was the show. Romania in 2024, Rafael Brandao won. Akim and Murmaragic, Horse MD. Radislav Angelov won the 212. Richard Nagy from Hungary won the Classic. Emil Walker from UK won the men's physique. Anastasia Korobaleva from Romania won women's bodybuilding. All right, you get the idea. So that's another tab on ifbbpro.com, results. Olympia, you can click on that. It'll give you the qualified athletes per division. So right now for the 2025 Olympia, only 9 men are qualified right now. Have they updated this? I think so, yeah, because we've only had a couple pro shows. Who just won Detroit? Come on, Ron. Come on, Ron. It's what Rakeem, Brandon, Bonac. Yeah, Bonac did. So we've got 9 guys qualified for the Olympia, the Mr. Olympia. 212, there are 12 guys already qualified for that. Classic Physique. Wow, they already have 32 guys qualified. It's only the beginning of April. Men's Physique already has 30 men qualified for the Olympia. And there's a lot of shows. Wheelchair, 11 guys qualified. Ms. Olympia, there are only 4 women qualified for the Ms. Olympia right now because they don't have a lot of shows, women's bodybuilding. Fitness Olympia, there's 6 women qualified. Figure Olympia, 12 women qualified. Bikini Olympia, ooh-wee, wow. They already have 37 women qualified. They still have like 90 shows to go. Women's Physique Olympia has only 8 women qualified for the Olympia. And Wellness, 12 women qualified for that. Okay. All right. So let's see what Rough Diesel is going to bring. I'm equally excited. I mean, I was a big fan of Terrence anyway, but I felt he needed more mass. He took all of last year off, full season, and he did what he needed to do. It's only a few strategic pounds. He said he was 169. Oh, actually, it's a lot, I believe. He was 169 the last time he competed. I believe he's going to be closer to 190 this time. So, yeah, wow. 185. I'm not even sure what his weight cap is. He'll be up at least 10 pounds of muscle, and that is a massive, massive gain in muscle with the same tiny, tiny waist. Rough Diesel, 6-year-old retired 90s bodybuilder. That's you. Oh yeah, we met 1,000 years ago in Hawaii, right? We love modern building social media, all these division melodrama, the Watsons of the world. Pittsburgh Pro going to be bonkers. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Pittsburgh. I don't want to say thank you in Polish, but I know danke schön. Danke schön. Danke. I get why the old guys say this means to be a pro nowadays. Actually insane how many shoes there are nowadays. Shows are. I don't want to shit. I see this fit model division. I see the women that are turning pro in it. Beautiful, gorgeous faces. They're model. They have model faces. The bodies, they're in great shape, but they don't have much muscle and they're not very lean. It's a type of body I see all the time I'm going to this posing workshop tomorrow downtown Boston. I bet I would see there'd probably be about 10 to 20 young ladies there. And I bet most of them would be good enough to turn pro in that division, if not all of them. So smoking again, your memory's not. No, I'm not smoking again, but my memory's never been great. Well, the problem is I don't follow all divisions equally. And like, I totally forgot that Ramon had done that show a week after because it was a very small show. I don't even remember what the name of the show was. I'm just wondering, if that show is happening again this year. Let's go. I want to share this page. Curious to see if this show is even happening again. So, say Ramon doesn't win the Olympia, doesn't make top 3. Let's just be crazy and say that. I wonder if he can do the same thing. I'm just curious. So if we go to the Classic Physique shows for 2025, what happens after the Olympia? Okay, so where's the Olympia? It's in October. There we go. So the Olympia is October 9th and 12th. Anyone doesn't qualify, they could go. They have a natural pro show in Korea the same weekend as the Olympia. Wow, that's bold. That's very bold of them. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. Very next weekend in Sao Paulo, Brazil, there's another. It's probably the same show, MCI Brazil Pro. So that must have been the show that Ramon won last year. And if God forbid he does not win, doesn't make top 3 this year, which could happen. It's these are all fantastic competitors we're talking about. He could go and do the same thing again 1 week later, just go home to Brazil, win a show, and qualify. Not a bad strategy. I would do the same thing if I could. If I could. Why not? Forgetting William Lynch said, oh, yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, I'm horrible at multitasking. I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at different things. I'm trying to do too many things at once. I'm not a good multitasker. Like most males. Women are much better at multitasking. But yeah, personally, I couldn't care less about women's division, seeing men's physique. 212, I don't follow massively. Still think they should get rid of 212. If they got rid of 212, there are some guys that would still do just fine, and there were some that would be screwed. Keon, I think, if he filled out a little more, he would do just fine. I mean, let's go to Keon. Keon just needs maybe 10 more pounds of muscle, and he'd do very well in the open. I think with another 15 pounds of muscle, he's only 200 pounds here, guys, Keon. I think Keon at 215, 220, he might not even need to be any heavier than 215. He could be the Olympia champ, because we saw former 212 champ athletes Hadi Choopan and Derek Lunsford both do it. He's got way better shape than either one of them. He just doesn't have the mass yet. Still a young guy. He's in his late 20s. I think he's only 27 or 28. He's still got plenty of time to add the mass. He's going to keep winning. So he's got 12 more pounds to go before he's even outgrowing this division. So I see Keon Pearson in the 212 probably winning for another, let's say, 3-4 years before his body is just growing and growing. And by the time it's becoming very, very difficult for Keon to get down to 212, I think that's when he's going to make the switch. He'll start winning open shows, and I think he's fully capable of winning the Olympia. So he would do well in the open. Even right now, he wouldn't get destroyed in the open. He'd give up a lot of size, but he'd still do very well just because he's got that great shape. Very, very full, round muscle bellies, tiny, tiny little waist. And this guy, obviously, we know Clarita has done well. He's won a couple open shows. Or he won the Legion Sports Open. Third place, behind Fitzwater and Seabum at the Prague show. That's what we're looking at here. He's done well. He's been top 5 at the Arnold a couple times. He would do well in the Open. He's never going to win the Open Mr. Olympia. I don't see that happening. No offense. I love Sean. He knows I'm not putting him down when I say that. But, yeah, he would do well. But a lot of the guys in 212 would not do very well. They would struggle, and they would probably retire because they would fail to place. And who wants to keep competing when you're not going to place? I wouldn't. What else we got? 212 champs move to open eventually. They don't all. I mean, the best ones do, just because, they see there's more money, there's more prestige, there's more exposure in the open than any other division by far. By far. Look at the prize money difference. 600 and was it 650 for the Open Olympia? And what did they get? Did they even get 50? I'm not even sure, but it's a fraction. The other divisions get a fraction of what Open. And it's because Open is the main draw. It's the main appeal. It's the moneymaker. Most people who buy tickets to go to shows, most people who buy the pay-per-views, they buy it to watch the Open. The other divisions have plenty of fans. Sure, if you add them all up, but individually, none of them compare individually to the Open. Open by far, so many more fans. I mean, even when they did this thing at I want to show that pose down that they did in Detroit again, which I thought was really cool. Matt versus Wesley. No. Yeah, this was cool. This was the King of Detroit that they did after the Detroit Pro was over, where they had Classic Physique champ Matt Grego be compared on stage to Open winner William Bonac, and he compared very favorably. He didn't look skinny or anything. Of course, William's much thicker, denser. He's a shorter, thicker guy. He's got a lot more muscle overall than Matt. In certain shots, this is a shot where Bonac looks so much bigger than him. Way bigger than him here. But other shots, the difference wasn't as pronounced. I actually like Matt's front lat spread better, even though Bonac's got more size. I actually like the shoulder span on Matt, the V-taper, the X-frame better. Side shot, yeah, that's Bonac all day. That's all day. Bonac kills him on that one. It's probably going to happen on the back shot, too. Yeah, I only gave Matt one pose out here, but they did the voting, and Bonnack got about 2/3 of the vote. I think only a little like 1,200 people voted. But the people who voted on it, because this was, which physique do you like better? Who's better? Who's the king of Detroit? It's kind of hard to describe what this was all about. But it was purely for the fans. It was just for fun. Obviously, it had no bearing. The competition was all over. Everyone had already gotten their prizes, their trophies, made their speeches. That was all over. It's insane. Classic, no one should be saying, honestly, Classic is popular. Well, they should. The prize money, it's not as popular in terms of ticket sales and things like that. It's popular because the guys are younger and good looking, and they have more social media following. Most of the guys in Classic. It's not because they bring in more money to the actual promoters and the organization. They don't. And in terms of participation at the amateur level, they sure do. There are a lot more guys at amateur level competing in Classic than there are in bodybuilding. And there's a lot more guys in men's physique than there are in either one of those, because it's an supposedly entry level division. You go to a local show, I'll be going to some local shows soon. My son's competing. I'm certain there's going to be a lot more guys in men's physique and Classic physique than there are in the bodybuilding divisions. That's just the way it goes. Take them off. Here comes typing. Sean Cleary, the most complete bodybuilder at the time. Yeah, Cleary's great. I'm a huge fan of Detroit Open. What else we go? What else did I want to show you guys? Top 4 confirmation. AC. We put who should we put up from Arnold? Geez, I got almost all open guys. I think I'll put up Logan versus Logan. AC Classic first call out. Yeah, this is good. Because we're talking about Classic physique. This fits into the theme here. Matt Grego, Logan Franklin, Mike Sommerfeld, Wesley Vistris, and Michael DeBull. It's the top five Classic physique athletes at the Arnold. Do you coach with people overseas? I coach, doesn't matter, we have, because of our technology, I coach people from all over the place. Yeah, hit me up on Instagram if you're interested. I'll get back to you. My Instagram's the same as my YouTube. It's Ron Harris Muscle. What do I do with it? I don't know where I put it. So I have this already loaded. Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. I coach people from all over the place. Yeah. So Classic physique. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this show to bed. We've already been going for closing in an hour. So who's gonna win this year? We don't know, but I did want to show you guys who we've had so far on the Olympia stage. The Olympia winners, I should say. We've had 3 champions in 9 years of Classic Physique Olympia. Chris Bumstead has been the winner for the last 6 years. He's retired for now. I think he'll be back one day. So we're going to have a new champion. We're going to have a new Classic Physique Olympia champion. So in the comments, guys, let me know who has been your favorite Classic Physique Olympia champion or just Classic Physique Olympia athlete. It might be somebody who hasn't won the Olympia. Who do you think has the best chance of winning the Olympia this year and why? Give me your top 5, top 3, whatever you want to do, because who knows? One of you could be bang on right. Some of you could be exactly right with your predictions. Predictions are just speculation based on what we know to be true right now. Things can change. We've got a great group of guys in the Classic Physique Olympia shaping up for this year. Sommerfeld, Urs, Ramon, Terrence, Ruffin, Grego, DeBull, Wesley. We have a great crop of Classic pros, and that's just tip of the iceberg. There's going to be another 60 or 70 guys this year at the Classic Physique Olympia, mark my words. And we'll see what happens. We'll see who will emerge victorious. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please keep watching, and I will see you all next time. Later.